Hey guys, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Usually when I review a product, I do so real time and I give you my thoughts, as we open it, and then we play something and we, make an assessment right there. However, this week I wanted to do things a little bit differently. So when the product arrived, I opened it, I unboxed it, I gave my initial thoughts. However, I then held on to it for a week just so I could, really play with it, spend some time with the unit, and then give you my thoughts. Now, so far, I've had a perfect batting record in terms of all of the units that I have reviewed as good, have, maintained, being good, and as you can see in my videos I do for the 1 year later reviews, I still like them. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do it in a different way. So this week we're reviewing the Marley stirred up turntable. That's a new product for me. Very excited about this one because I've been looking at it for a long time and I always wanted to get my hands on it. It looked fantastic. But stay tuned, you're not gonna wanna miss this. And then after we unbox it and listen to it, I'll give you my thoughts. I think you'll be surprised what I thought about this one, guys. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Record-ology.
Okay guys, and here it is. Talk about quality packaging. You know when you buy like an iPhone and just the box speaks quality? This definitely is like that. There's so much, graphical information, design cues, pictures everywhere. It really feels like a quality experience even before you open it up. Even little things like having a handle, and especially having a handle with the Marley logo on top, that's just super cool. You've got that Marley branding all over the place. It is just so awesome. All right guys, let's go ahead and open it. The whole thing with the Marley products is they're built with sustainable materials. Okay, so packing materials so far are unique, like nothing I've ever seen before, but very high quality. Okay, the turntable is right there. Okay, we'll set that aside. Inside here we have all the components. This is the regrind silicone mat for the Platter. It is interesting. It feels very heavy, almost wet, but very dense, interesting material. That is like nothing I've ever felt before. That's really cool. Here's the aluminum Platter. It is going to be a belt-driven Platter turntable, so underneath there you can see the inside groove there. There's the belt and the logo and all that good stuff. Super cool. USB cable. Power adapters for if you're in a different country, or if you're in the United States, even that's one of them. Counterweight. Power supply, and then you just take the appropriate adapter for your country, plug it in there. RCA cable, and this is the dust cover, which is a soft dust cover, and that's a really unique way to do it. Instead of having a hard plastic, it's got this soft dust cover, and their whole thing is about, like I said, sustainable materials. So it's got as little plastic as possible, and what is in there is recycled plastic, I believe. This is a very thick manual. All this packaging is recycled materials. It's just phenomenal. Really, really impressive. Okay, so here's the turntable itself. Let's go ahead and unwrap it. Silica packets to keep everything dry. Even this cover is nice. No plastic, it's a fabric material. Look at that, you guys. There's some cardboard underneath. Look at that thing. That is just beautiful. Another silica packet, 45 RPM adapter. That is bamboo. And why bamboo? Bamboo is one of the most sustainable and fastest growing wood products. So it makes a really good plinth. Not only that, it's got great acoustic resonance properties. Okay, the main bearing for this is really, really interesting. So this actually spins, which is very unique. Most record players, that spindle just is stationary, but this one spins. So looking at the platter itself, it looks like that centerpiece right there is going to rest obviously in the middle. But what's very interesting is look at this. It has these teeth, but if you look right there, there's this channel, and I wonder if the teeth line up with that or the outside of the platter does. I'm not exactly sure what function that serves. But while we're down here, you can see the grain of that bamboo, which is so cool. You can tell it's authentic, obviously. What a great idea for a plinth material. I love the touches on this thing. There's the motor pulley in a pretty typical location, the back left-hand corner there. Obviously the motor itself is recessed under the plinth. Down here we got the switch for the speeds, and that has a really nice snap to it, made out of recycled aluminum. The outside edge of this record player, it's what they call their rewind fabric. It's made out of recycled fabric materials, including hemp. And right here we've got the headphone jack. It's got this really cool head shell assembly with the Marley branding, the color on there, a nice Audio-Technica moving magnetic cartridge. Really cool stuff. Okay, looking top down here, we have the anti-skate control. We're going to put our counterbalance on right there. We've got a cueing lever. We've got a nice hefty clip here for the tone arm, which is nice. One really cool touch about this turntable is the side of the tone arm has a quote by Bob Marley that says, "One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain," with his autograph, which is a really cool touch. Okay, on the back panel here, you can see we've got our outputs, so we'll connect those. It's got a built-in preamp, so because it's a magnetic cartridge, you need a preamp. So if you have your own, you can turn it off. If you want to use the built-in one, just flip it on. And then USB, in case you want to record vinyl to MP3 using your computer. And then obviously, your power cord. Okay, so we're gonna put our counterbalance on. So you just push it until it snaps on, and then you can rotate it. And for now, just leave it there loosely. So basically, if you've never done it before, when you set up a turntable or you move a turntable, you need to balance it. So what you're gonna do is you are going to take the clip off, and you're gonna rotate this back until it floats in place. Be careful when you do this, because you don't want it to come crashing down on the platter. Once you've got it rotating freely, put it back in the rest. Then you're gonna wanna hold this so it doesn't move, and rotate just the end piece to 0. That is going to be zeroed out, then calibrated for 0. Now you need to actually set some tracking force, because it's required to have some down pressure on the stylus in order to read the grooves. So you're going to turn these until you get to the desired amount, which I'm going to go ahead and recommend 1.5. The manual will tell you exactly what it should be at. Then you need to set the anti-skate to the same value that the counterbalance is set to. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and set it to 1.5. Okay, now let's give it a listen. And let me say too, this thing is mounted on some super cushy silicone feet. Same material as this, same material as this. It's that regrind silicone, and man, does it give a good cushiony support for everything. So let's go ahead and listen to some vinyl.
When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever.
Gee, it's great after being out late, walking my baby back home.
And now, it's time for Comment of the Week! Yeah! Alright guys, and for this week's Comment of the Week, we're going with Les Rogers, who had this to say. And it's indicative of a lot of very kind comments I received this week, just thanking me for the show and making me a part of their day. And I very much appreciate that, you guys. If you want to have your comment featured on Comment of the Week, just comment throughout the week and I'll pick my favorite one and we'll put it on the show. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, and there it is, the Marley Stir It Up turntable. Now, this unit looks cool. And I like the idea of the renewable materials. However, I was actually a little bit disappointed with the end result. The materials, although they were renewable, did feel like they were cheaper. Things that weren't supposed to be pliable were pliable, and just was not thrilled with the end result. And it's kind of an interesting thing, but this thing looked fantastic and still does look fantastic. But when it came right down to it, when you listen to it, it didn't have that sort of high-end audio experience you expect for, $199. I think they're at $179 now, but initially I think they were $399. But anyway, you spend hundreds of dollars like this, you expect, something that sounds really good. And I don't think this is on par with the C100, the C6, C8. It just felt, clunkier. It felt like it was designed by people who had never designed a turntable. It felt like it was designed by people who had seen pictures of record players and thought, hey, we can do that. Little details and things just didn't quite, make sense. Like setting the counterbalance was very difficult because it wasn't like gently, pivoting. It was like clunky all the way down, all the way up. There was like the pivot point on that tone arm was like non-existent in terms of having a balance. So when I set 1.5 grams of tracking force, it was skipping like crazy, and I had to add a ton of weight to get it to stop skipping, and to get any kind of bass response out of it took a lot of tracking and stuff. And just like little things like that, I was just like, what? And the thing's got a headphone jack on the front of it with no volume control, and it's like you plug it in and it's like super loud, and it's like, why? It's almost like a line output jack. It's like, why would you have a headphone jack if there's no volume control? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I give you guys honest reviews every single time. And if I say I like it, and I mean it. And it's quality if I say it's quality. This one is, it looks great, aesthetically very pleasing. And it's not terrible. I mean, it's, once you work your way through the issues, you can still play a record. And this end sound is okay, but it's definitely clunky along the way. I just think they could have done a better job with the end result. So anyway, my honest feedback, there you go, guys. I appreciate you being there more than you know. Give me a like, comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for our midweek show, Record-ology Express, this Wednesday. I hope you guys have a great Easter. Thank you so much for being there. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.
Now you can follow Record-ology on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us at Record-ology1938 today. Make sure to subscribe to both Instagram and Twitter because we will feature unique content on each platform. Happy record hunting, now on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I.
Okay, what can we lose?
Thank you for watching Record-ology Deluxe. Don't forget to subscribe and watch our midweek show Record-ology Express on Wednesdays.